Hey guys, this is Heidi from Free to Love and Live, and today's podcast is on how do I talk to people, and that's often referred to as prospecting, and how do I tell people about my opportunity. And it's so simple, and I'm going to spend the next 40 minutes or so telling you some tricks, if you like, but it is so simple, and it's just, you've got to think about, you've got friends in life, right? And how have you started that friendship? It's just from talking and finding common interests. And it's really simple. And if you've ever referred a restaurant before, or a movie before, or, a good shampoo or conditioner before, you've done network marketing. You just haven't been paid for it. So everybody can do network marketing and everybody can share the opportunity. It's just getting the confidence to share the opportunity. So I'm going to run through a little presentation now, taking next, half an hour, 40 minutes on what I do. And, when you're not so confident, where you can't just talk to strangers, sometimes you have to have a little script in your head. Okay. And that's not cheating. That's not being, having an alternative motive. It's just having the tools to allow you to get that confidence, to be able to then go out and yell from the rooftops about what you're doing, okay? So just bear with me while I share my screen again. Hopefully you can all see that now. And this is my Back to Basics training on prospecting and 30-second story. So my 30-second story goes like this. Before Isogenics, I was overwhelmed and overweight. I was introduced to Isogenics by a good friend, Belinda. I've now been on the products for 2 years, and as a result, I've released 27 kilos and maintained a size 8. I feel healthy and happy. Now, as a result of Isogenics, I am now sharing these amazing products with everybody, and have consequently built a home-based business that has freed my family. So why do I do this? Why do I do Isogenics? And I guess that's why I want you to dig deep. And if you haven't done my self-belief webinar, please refer to that. But why do I share Isogenics? And these are my values. Contribution. I really want to contribute to the world. Travel. I want to go every single place on that globe. Health. I want to be healthy. I want my family to be healthy, my friends to be healthy. Family. I just want the freedom of choice to be with my girls and my husband. And helping people. As a nurse, as you can appreciate, I had a desire from very early on to want to help people and really impact the world. So these are my whys, and this is why I share the opportunity with everybody. So prospecting. Prospecting refers to the search of new customers. Prospecting is the #1 skill network marketers require. Prospecting is about attracting, connecting, and then creating a relationship with a potential customer or client. First one is the attraction. And I want you to think about what makes you attractive. Not physically, but why would somebody find you and your product appealing? You need to have that attraction piece so that the prospect will be intrigued and want to know more. And just think about what attracted you to your sponsor. For me, it wasn't necessarily my weight loss. My girls tell me that the most attractive part of me was my positivity and my life that I was showing them. Connecting, making that initial contact. What are you going to do to connect with that person? And this is where I go back to friendships. How have you made friendships in the past? I'm sure you have had a common ground. Somewhere that you have had this common ground or common interest, which has then further built into the third element, which is relationship building. And relationship building is where that your connection forms into a further trustful relationship. And just go with your partner, for example. Something attracted you to him or her. You then had a connection, and within that connection, you built a relationship, which was trustful. So to be a master connector, okay, to be successful in any venture is to surround yourself with people who have the skills that eclipse your own. To attract these people, you need to be a master connector, a person with a magnetic personality. These people are often referred to as people persons. When others in the room are in their presence, they listen differently and pay keen attention. To be a millionaire in network marketing, you must be a master connector. And it's okay if you're not. If you're watching this webinar, you think, oh my God, I am so not a master connector. When I'm in a party, I hide behind people, I hide behind poles, I hide in the toilet. That is totally fine. Because when I began this venture, I was certainly not a master connector. But you can learn to be one. So how do I become a master connector? You need to practice connecting. Okay, you need to just go and have conversations with people without a motive. Learn to have great conversations with strangers. And it's so unfortunate these days that, you sit on a bus and everyone's on their iPhones, or you sit at the, cafe and there's someone next to you is still on their iPhone or iPad or telephone. We don't really connect with strangers anymore. So my big thing with my children is that I'm really trying to get them to connect with people, whether they know them or not. So when I go for a run with my Bob, instead of having my earphones in, I have like a little speaker system on the pram, and we run. And as we run, we wave to everybody, and we don't just wave and say hi. We don't look the other way like everybody does. We actually look the person in the eye, and I'm teaching her to say, hey, have an awesome day. Just that connecting with strangers. Make a smile on their face, and it'll put a smile back on yours. And I don't have any motive, okay? There's no motive there. I'm just actually trying to make somebody have a better day. Listen more than you speak, okay? And there's a big clue in our anatomy. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's often referred to a technique called you need to sometimes slow down to speed up. And what I mean is that you slow down your conversation and ask more questions. This will give you a greater opportunity to listen. So if you're asking more and more questions, what do you think you're going to get back? You're going to get answers in which you can build that connection piece with. When you've connected with someone, you've found some common ground, you've found 3 or 4 things you have in common, you'll find that that relationship will just start to emerge and the trust will be formed. So there is a way, and this is a formula, which is called form. And it's what people generally like to talk about. So first of all, you can ask about family. People always like to ask about your occupation. What do you do? And you can build on that. Like, there's quite a few people that I've met that are nurses. And I ask, well, do you like nursing? Well, yes, I like it, but it's hard work. Yeah, it is hard. I used to be a nurse. And can you see how that connection piece is starting to form a trustful relationship? I've been in exactly the same spot as they've been. Recreation. What do you do for fun? What excites you? What do you love to do on the weekends? If you could wake up any single day and do whatever you wanted to do, what would it be? And money. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, people love to talk about money. If you had more money, if I won the lotto. The magic is asking people the right questions, okay? And that will lead you organically to isogenics. Because who does not need more wealth? Who does not need better health? And both isogenics have the solution for you. It's the vehicle. Just remember to be quiet after you speak. Do not ramble. Do not explain how amazing isogenics is to you and how it's changed your life and, keep going like verbal diarrhea, okay? Because that will generally put people off. As I said, ask a few questions, sit back and wait for their response. This will pique their curiosity. There's also another method which I use, which is called the CAPI method. And Susan Sly developed this. So CAPI, C stands for common ground. And this is this connection piece that I keep referring to. Your goal within the first 30 to 60 seconds is to find something in common. So maybe go back to that form, okay, I'll just go back to it for you, and think about those questions. People like to talk about family, occupation, recreation, and money. Ask questions surrounding these and see within 30 to 60 seconds if you can find one thing in common. Affirmation, it does refer to paying someone a genuine compliment, okay, and it's a strategy to help people drop their guard. So you might have a nice pair of earrings on, don't pay someone a compliment if it's not true. So if you're sitting in a doctor's surgery and someone's looking like they've got the flu, don't actually tell them that they look lovely, because they'll know that you're lying. So pay someone a genuine compliment. Affirmation is also about when you've found that common ground, that you're actually affirming with that person that you've been in that spot as well. Okay, so you have that. You may have 2 boys. Oh, I've got 2 boys. So what that's doing is actually putting yourself down at their level, and they're relating to you. And here you're building that relationship. Then comes permission. So I told you my 30-second story at the beginning of this, but what I really should have began with is some sort of implied permission, okay? So if they're asking you what is it about your opportunity, or make sure that you never give the information unless they've asked for it. And I don't mean that you need to say, do you mind if I share my 30-second story? Because that may sound a little odd, right? But they're probably asking, well, what do you do? How do you do it? How have you lost this weight? Whatever it is, you need to form your 30-second story around that. And they've offered you permission to share that. And then information giving. So give them information that they've actually asked for. So if somebody is, you've got a great wealth story, okay? But this person is just after weight loss. I was only after weight loss when I went into this journey. So someone sharing their wealth story with me would not have got me over the line. It wasn't until I saw my friend in her skinny jeans and I asked her for more information and she sent it in regards to weight loss that it really hit home for me. So just practice connecting with people using the CAPI method. And if you're a bit unsure, you're a bit nervous about how you connect with someone or find that common ground, go back to your form. Family, occupation, recreation, and money. That's what people like to talk about. So this is a little practice script, and I urge you to practice this, and I do it in my Max Out trainings, and I actually get people to make a phone call. And it really, this script works. About 90% of people get an appointment out of it, okay? And why I ask people to do it this way is that it's taking pressure off you, because you're simply asking just to practice on someone. So this is how it goes. Hey, John, it's Heidi calling. How are you doing? Well, I'm pretty good, Heidi. And how are you? Well, I'm really great, John. I'm so excited. What do you think John's going to say? He's going to say, Heidi, what are you excited about? I haven't given him all the information. I've piqued curiosity. Well, Lal and I have started a new business and we're in the development phase. What do you think he's going to say? What's your new business, Heidi? And I say, John, that's why I'm calling. I value your opinion, and Lal and I will be doing several presentations in the coming months. I don't want you to buy anything from us, but because of your integrity, we choose you as one of our top people to practice on. We're wondering if you have 20 minutes where you could provide us with some feedback. Yeah, sure. I'm free tomorrow. Perfect. Can we buy you lunch at a cafe, say midday? Okay, now you don't have to do the cafe thing. This may be just for a launch party to get people's bums on seats so you can practice delivering your presentation. You are simply practicing on somebody. You're relieving the pressure off yourself because you're actually, just practicing connecting. You're telling them, I'm just practicing. And you would not believe the conversions that come out of this, because people hear what you're practicing and they want a piece of it. It just comes naturally. So We call this a 30-second story, or we call it a millionaire story. And like I said, don't ask anybody if they wouldn't mind if you shared your 30-second story, because it does sound a little bit weird. A 30-second story is just a template that we use that you can integrate into conversations. It's 30 seconds, no longer, because people lose attention. And you know what? People actually do not care about you. As funny as that sounds, they only care about what you can do with them. It's a personal account of your experience, which creates a connection, and hence then that relationship can build. It is from the heart. It is genuine, truthful, permission-based. It is your most valuable marketing tool in this business. And this is the template for it. So if you want to jot it down now, that would be great. So before Isogenics, I was feeling overwhelmed as a mother. I was overweight. I was unhealthy. I was unmotivated. Using these words, these emotive words that will generally connect with someone else, because there's so many people out there feeling exactly the same way. You need to be really careful with your 30-second story that it doesn't mention any drugs or diseases. We are not able to claim to cure, treat, or prevent any diseases. So although a lot of people feel depressed before they start Isogenics, and maybe they had been diagnosed with clinical depression, please leave that out and perhaps rephrase it like, I was in a deep and dark place and I couldn't see the end in sight. Okay, something like that. Same with diabetes. I had issues maintaining blood sugars. Please don't mention that you're a diabetic and that you fixed it. That's not true, and it could jeopardize the company. So before Isogenics, I was overwhelmed as a mother. I was unhappy, unmotivated, and overweight. I was introduced to Isogenics by my good friend, Belinda. Why do we put that in? And the reason we put it in is that it plants the seed that this is a network marketing business, that this is not sold in shops or supermarkets, that this is purely referral-based business. I've been on Isogenics now and whether you've been on Isogenics 2 years, 1 year, or 1 week, you will have a story. These products will have changed your life already. So I've been on these products now for 2 years. As a result of Isogenics, I have released and maintained 27 kilograms off my body. I have now found energy. I am motivated and I'm happy. As a result of Isogenics, I am now sharing this with everybody, because everybody deserves to feel as happy and healthy as what I do. Simple, to the point. Now, your 30-second story, you'll have a few of them, because if you're talking to someone and they're after a few more dollars, your 30-second story isn't going to bang on about weight loss, is it? Okay. Your 30-second story is going to concentrate more on connecting with that wealth piece. And we all know that Isogenics has changed our lives in all different ways. So you just need to hone in on what that person is after. And that's why you need to find that common ground with someone first. Don't share your story without knowing what they're after. You need to remember that there are 5 to 7 points of contact or connection pieces before a sale is generally made. And this is in any business. During this time, though, you're building a relationship. So a lot of people tell their 30-second story and get a no, or they send them some sort of information unwarranted and they get a no, and then they take that person off the list. You need to remember that that person will take 5 to 7 points of contact before they'll say yes to you. So you need to be consistent and persistent. You need to have belief in the products, the company, the compensation plan, and network marketing as a profession. When sending emails, I just want to say that it's really important that you get to know that person first. So I don't actually send pages and pages of information. I actually shoot an email back when they ask for more information about what sort of information they're after. What's their lifestyle like? What do they like doing? Where do they see themselves in 5 years' time? And then they send me back the email, I've got something to build a relationship on. I've got something that I could create a connection on, because there's something in that email that they're going to send back that I can relate to. So step one is attraction. What drew you into your sponsor? What made your sponsor more attractive? As I said before, my weight loss was attractive to some people, but when I talked to most of my personally enrolled, the attraction piece was my positivity, my outlook, and the way I was living my life. Social media is so important to let people know what you are doing, but it also can destroy your business. Social media, when I wake up and I see some people say, you know, FML, Monday, kids up at 5:30, it's going to be a long day. Nobody wants to read that. You're just whinging, and nobody will be attracted to that. In fact, the people that are going to be attracted to that are people that are whingers themselves. So please be careful about what you write on social media. Of course, everybody has a bad day. But when you turn a bad day into a positive, say your kids wake up at 5:30, of course, that's not ideal. It's actually torture when you're hungover. But turn it into a positive, that you have an extra couple of hours to spend with your beautiful children. An extra couple of hours to spend in this amazing country. Down the beach, go for a walk, make the most of it, and share that positivity with people. That's what's going to make you attractive. And what I'd really like you to do is watch this YouTube clip on the laws of attraction. I'll just give you a minute to jot that down. And the laws of attraction state that we get exactly what we think about. So if you're thinking about negativity, if you're thinking that, you know, your life sucks, that's exactly what you're going to attract. People who also think that. So if you're wanting to attract that into your business, then by all means, go about it the way you have. Otherwise, if you're wanting to attract positive people, people that want to change their life, people that are willing to change their life, then you need to portray that, and you need to change your life as well, and the way you post on social media. So laws of attraction, ideas plus action equal change. You will not get change if you just have ideas, and you also will not get change if you just action, yet you have no idea. Your thoughts will create your reality. It's a fancy term for refocusing on things that you want to happen to things that will happen. Your subconscious now focuses on planning against a catastrophe 99% of the time. We are 99% of the time functioning every day planning against a catastrophe. And we do this all the time with our kids. It starts at a very early age. You know, don't touch that oven, it's hot. You know, and I don't mean it to be dangerous, like, oh yeah, put your Superman cape off and jump off the balcony and you're going to be fine. You know, of course, you need to protect your children. But sometimes, you know, is it really necessary that you stop your child drawing with chalk on the lounge or something like that, you know? You need to let them be freer. So our project, and as you get older, this becomes more difficult, okay? And the older you get, the more work you have to do on yourself and your subconscious. So our project is to rewire ourselves, project only positivity, happiness, and good fortune. And in return, you'll attract like-minded people. The things you focus on are the things that you'll attract. Therefore, focus on the negatives, all the problems, such as the challenge, the problem of getting people, and that's exactly what you'll attract, problems. Step 2 is that you need to be able to set the appointment. And here's another little script for you. So I have something that I'd like you to look at. It may or may not be for you. It'll take about 15 minutes. Do you have time? You can say that any different way. You know, you could say, hey, this may or may not be for you. It's going to take about 15 minutes. Do you have time? It's just something I'd like you to have a look at. Put those 3 sentences any which way you like. But there's 3 components that you need to maintain in that phrase. And the first one is look at. And what that says to the prospect is that I don't want to get you. I don't want to sell to you. I just want you to look at something. It may or may not be for you. By saying this, you're offering the prospect choice, and you're taking the pressure off the prospect, and you're taking the pressure off yourself. And it's 15 minutes. So you're just telling them, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't want an hour of your time, an hour 20 of your time. I just want 15 minutes. Get their number and their email and recheck their details. Explain to them that you're going to forward them an email, a video link, etc. And ask them for a good time it will be to catch up with them regarding this. Okay, great. Can I grab your email and phone number? I'll forward you a video link and I'll call you to follow up. When's a good time in the next few days to catch up with you? Again, you're just giving them choice. Make sure you follow up within 48 hours. Motivation lasts around 72 hours. So if you're sending them an ice and movie clip, you're going to find that within 3 days, it's kind of out of their head. So make sure you follow up within 48 hours. If they say no, then perhaps this is just your first point of contact. And don't forget, it takes 5 to 7 points of contact generally before a sale is made. People get so hung up on this first exposure. Don't let it squash your confidence. You cannot wish or hope for success. You need to get uncomfortable and action towards success. So this person may say no to you now, and you just never know what's going on in their life. Maybe that connection piece, that connection wasn't strong enough. Maybe they don't feel trusting in you enough. So what do you do after that is that you keep them on your email list. You send them value posts. You send them recipes. You keep them updated. You make sure they're following you on Facebook and following your life. And eventually they will come back around. Step 3 is the relationship building phase. So that's that follow-up phase. And maybe then you're going to find out what their why is, you know. What's their problem and how you're going to solve it. If they've said no to you, ask why. You know, maybe they've missed the point of it. Follow up again. Be inclusive, not exclusive. Invite them to events to build their belief, okay? And the events that we have is Motivate Me Mondays, launch parties, head office trainings, training events, Super Saturdays, celebration, IC Uni, Uni in Action. You know, there's lots of events that you can get your people to. Why build a relationship? If relationships are the glue that holds your team members together, you absolutely must build relationships in network marketing businesses. People do not care about your company or the best opportunity out there. Kavitz, the founder of the National Speakers Association, says that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And as I go back, and you've seen previous webinars of mine, it's not about yourself in this journey. It's about empowering and helping others. Only then will you have a successful network marketing business with Isagenix. If you do not successfully build relationships, then you might as well quit right now. In network marketing, you are not just building yourself a business. You're building yourself a family, a team, and an organization. There's a 6-step system as well that David Wood talks about, okay? You find that authentic connection, and you do that through form, perhaps, or CAPI. The hook. The hook is that 30-second story. So you've created curiosity, you've piqued their curiosity, and they're asking for more information. So you set the appointment. You then use the right tool. You then follow up. And if they say no, you do the happy dance, okay? Lots and lots of people are going to say no to you. This is just a numbers game. And I said no. I said no 3 times. You need to find out if someone is serious or they're just curious. And this is a term we refer to as qualifying. And qualifying harder up front, but it will save you time and energy presenting to the right people. Don't play games. If the prospect is wavering, just let them go. Do not waste your time. For example, when people ask the money question, when I ask the money question, do you have this funds set aside to start your business? And you get a no. Then you may want to find out about why they don't have the money available. And if you could further ask, if you did have the money available and assuming everything was to your liking, would you like to start the business? If they said yes, then proceed to explain to them how they could get their initial startup fee back by introducing 2 people. Okay, and that's just one example of someone wanting to start a business yet not having the money, not letting them see the value in it, and just asking a few more questions and getting back a few more answers. You may find out what's going on in their life and you may have a solution for them to overcome that objection. When someone says no, you can ask them why, okay? And a lot of people will already give you that answer, like, no, I don't have the money, or no, my husband's not supportive. But if they don't, just, again, it comes down to people skills. And if someone just says, no, not interested, perhaps just leave it there and not further pry. But think about, and don't take the no personally, and think about what's happening in their life right now. And nobody knows what's happening behind closed doors. There could be a separation happening. There could be an illness in the family. You just never know what's going on in someone's life. And you're well in your rights to ask for referrals. So if this isn't for you, could you think of anybody that, I could talk to about this, and see if you can grab their referrals as well. Follow up and urgency. As I have said, you need to follow up within 24 to 48 hours. It's a really good option if you give them 2 choices. So I can follow up with you at 1:15 or 3 o'clock, and get them to repeat that time after you. So, yep, 3 o'clock is good. The reason you give them 2 options is it's actually setting you up as a leader. And as you get more and more people under you, my diary at the moment is in like 15-minute intervals, blocks, okay? And when you're starting out, you may be free as a bird, but you need to set yourself up like you're building this massive business, because that's what's going to happen to you in just a short amount of time. Ask them to put it in their diary and follow up with an email, a text, or a Facebook message, again, confirming that follow-up appointment. Okay, so they know you're serious and that you are going to call them at 3 o'clock and that they have confirmed that appointment with you, just like they would confirm with a dentist or a doctor. So a lot of people ask me what nutritional cleansing is, and then the quickest way to explain it is this. Nutritional cleansing is possible using the amazing Isagenix products. The 30-day system allows your body to cleanse using natural plant-based ingredients. It is the only whole body cleanse which is both gentle yet effective. The system simply supports the body's natural detoxifying process while supplying it with dense nutrients, over 70 trace minerals and vitamins in each meal. When the body cleanses away toxic matter and we feed it on a cellular level, your body is able to release its fat stores as it's returned to optimum health and no longer requires these as a protective mechanism. It worked for me. Maybe then tell your 30-second story. Also, let everybody know that the company is backed with a 30-day complete money-back guarantee. It's supported by coaches, uplines, companies, and Facebook. So as you can see, prospecting is just about talking to people. And if you're not comfortable with it, I've given you some tools, some formulas like FORM and CAPI, and you can base your connections on those, or your prospecting on those formulas. And as you do more and more and more and more, you'll see how easy it is. And it is a numbers game. It's just about finding the right people to talk to, finding that connection with everyone. And it is just food, right? It's just food that everybody needs. Everyone needs some weight loss. Everyone needs some wealth creation. Everyone needs energy. Everyone wants to age backwards. It's just finding that connection piece and being able to open your mouth and start a genuine conversation with somebody. So I hope that's helped. And you know, if you're not confident in plugging in Isagenix, just go out and start practicing being that master connector. Go out and just have conversations with people without motive, trying to find that connection piece. It's really, really simple when you just start opening your mouth and having those conversations. So thanks for plugging in, and let me know if you're having any issues, and just plug away and have some conversations. See you later. Bye.